What made you work at Yes?
I think that at the beginning when I was working at Rusk Elementary, I met Mr. Chris Barbic, and he asked me many times to come to Yes. And then finally, when they moved the school to this area, which was closer to my home and my children were studying there, I decided that I wanted to be here because I wanted to spend more time with my own children. And I wanted to know what was Yes all about.
What do you like most about Yes?
I think one of the things that I like the most are the students, and I particularly love my AP classes.
Um, what has impacted you the most while being at Yes?
I think one of the things that has impacted me the most is seeing the children graduate. It's really, I mean, it feels really, really good to see them graduate. When you meet them in middle school, and some of them I have known since elementary school, and then you see them go to college. It's like a dream come true.
What is your most memorable moment?
One of my most memorable moments definitely has to be when we received the AP scores and children are so proud of their 3s, 4s, and 5s, and I feel that I'm part of it.
What do you bring to the students?
I think I bring a lot of knowledge and enthusiasm and love for Spanish, and even though many students do not or are not proud of speaking that language, they become proud and they learn to love it while being here with me, because I love it so much that I try to. Maybe I'm contagious, I know. I infect them with the enthusiasm for Spanish.
Thank you. What made you want to attend Yes?
Well, what made me want to attend Yes was really, whenever I first started here, when I first heard about the school, I didn't know anything about it at all. The person that got me interested and exposed me to Yes Prep was my mother, of course, and she has heard it from a friend. And I came in here, and I remember coming to an open house, and I went through the process of applying at Yes, which was I had to write an essay, I had to do an interview, I had to take a picture, it was as if I was applying for a job. And luckily enough, I wrote my essay and interview, and they really liked me, I guess, and I got accepted, so that's whenever my years here at Yes started.
What do you like the most about Yes?
The thing I like the most about Yes that I believe it moves it away from all the other schools is the teachers. I mean, the teachers here really care about the students, and they like to see you to make something of yourself and succeed. And they've always been there for me since 6th grade, and I'm just really, really grateful that they were there for me to support me and always guide me in the right direction.
What has impacted you the most while being at Yes?
What impacted me the most was whenever Miss Edwards became Dean of Students. That was a good day. I really enjoyed it because me and Miss Edwards always been close, and we've been through some stuff that I haven't been through with any other of my teachers or anything, and I just felt really close to her. And now that she became the dean, it was like I felt even more comfortable going up to her and talking to her, because I come to her with my problems and she has more authority to do something about it and help me out than what she used to. So.
What is the most memorable moment?
A most memorable moment, I would have to say, it was last year's prep rally. And I remember that day because I was wearing a light green Alice in Wonderland shirt. And I was wearing that shirt because it was the only green shirt I had, and I knew that the green was going to be our senior color. So I wore the Alice in Wonderland shirt, I cut it into shreds and wore it, and I painted half my body in Sharpie with 2010 and just my class. And that was cool because I remember we just stormed in the gym and everybody just going crazy, and it was fun.
How does it feel being a senior?
Being a senior, it feels awesome. I mean, there's nothing really much I can say about that. I mean, when I was a junior and sophomore and everything, it feels different. I mean, you just feel like you have more responsibility, and people look at you more, and they look up to you because you're a senior. I mean, and I've been here since 6th grade, and it makes me feel good because I made it through all my years here, and this school it's hard to do that. So it makes me have pride in myself and in my school and in my class, of course.
How did YES help you determine your future?
YES has helped me in many ways because unlike other schools, they try and work with you as much as possible, and if you need tutorials or if you need anything, you just go up to them and they'll make time for you. And that's what makes the school different with the teachers and everything. I mean, they really do prepare you for the future. And now that I have grown over the years, I look back on it and I realize that at the end, it's worth it. I mean, some kids might say that it's too hard or that they don't want to do it or that they can't. But you just need to hang in there and keep your head up, and one day you'll be a senior and you'll look back on it and you'll realize that all the struggles and everything you've been through was worth it at the end. Because I've been through it, and when I was in 6th grade I hated this school and I didn't want to be here for nothing. And now that I'm a senior, I'm proud of myself and I look back on it and I'm glad I stayed.
What made you want to work at YES?
I wanted to work at YES because I was very interested in the charter school movement, and YES was obviously the best example of an incredibly wonderful charter school. They get great results, they've got great students, and it was in my hometown of Houston.
What is your most memorable moment here?
My most memorable moment, there have been so many, but I would say I kind of have a lot, mostly because I teach English, so I have my kids for twice as long as other teachers do, and I really get to know them, and my memorable moment every year is just stopping at the end of May and looking back on how much my students have changed and grown, not only in their English skills, but just as people over the entire year. And every year it just makes me incredibly proud of them and their work and dedication, and inspired to come back.
What has impacted you the most?
What has impacted me the most? I think maybe events like senior signing day and graduation, and seeing just the excitement and the, freshness on people's faces, on students' faces when they're so proud of, revealing where they're going to college, and seeing how they interact with their families and stuff. Those are just incredibly powerful experiences to go through.
What do you bring to your students?
Oh gosh, what do I bring to my students? I think maybe energy. I'm always kind of probably a little too hyper in class, and so I'm always jumping around, and I really try to come up with fun things so students aren't just sitting in class, taking notes the whole time. I really try to get them active and involved, and I think I try to have a lot of energy, and hopefully that will flow into my students. So that's what I think that I bring, but hopefully my students would say something similar too.
Thank you.
Sure.